S1, sorry, the S1H is duration free, so it's down to the amount of SD cards that you hot swap into the dual SD slots. The S1 has only got XQD and one SD card slot in this particular board. Let's show you that. Slightly bigger the XQD for photography. If you're doing raw, fast recording of raw photography, you need that high burst rate. Needs obviously a faster card. Having said that, SD cards are coming up to nowadays up to very, very high speeds beyond V90. Very, very quick and able to write, certainly with this camera, long duration recordings. So if you're doing events, weddings, long recording sessions, you can do it quite comfortably with this camera. You can record up to 30 minutes on these, 15 minutes in 6K photo mode. But this will go on forever, as long as you've got enough battery juice or SD cards, you can keep feeding them and swapping, you can just keep going. So that's the first thing which is great about this camera. The second thing is colour science. I was talking to you on about, there's the, before we get there, very big differences. There's the S1R, top end, mainly photographic, S1, a mixture of both photography and videography, and now with the S1H, specifically really for cinematographers, pro filmmakers, people who really want to go up a level, but it still retains the photographic capabilities, certainly of the S1, providing you really good 14-bit imagery, and you can do time-lapse, which is a very important aspect of filmmaking and photography. I know that you just bought an S1, haven't you, recently? How are you finding it? Loving it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big step up since the last thing I bought 9 years ago. So
right. So it's your first camera in nearly 10 years?
It's like, yeah.
No, things have changed, times have changed.
Two quantum levels.
Yeah. You've actually gone through a lot there. But you're enjoying all the benefits now, all that change. Great little camera, great colour science. And again, it's been improved even further in the S1H. The Varicam engineers have worked, top-end cinematographers have engineered and worked on this sensor in the S1H. So we get the benefit of their experience in a bigger sensor. This is bigger than the Varicam 35, bigger than the Varicam Pure. That's only a Super 35 sensor. This is a full frame sensor. We've got dual image stabilization, and on lens, and certain lenses,
not that one.
and in body image stabilization, so I can do pans, movement, and there's no jerky, like you get on other cameras. You don't actually need a gimbal for certain shots. If you're quite steady, you can produce a really nice flowing motion, without using a gimbal. Of course, people do like using gimbals if they're doing a lot of faster movement, and there's every good reason to use them. So, but these other functions which I want to talk about today, which really bring this camera at the forefront. There's the chief differences between the S1R photographic camera. It does do a little bit of video. It excels obviously in photographic terms. It can do 47.3 megapixels, slightly bigger sensor. It can do a 187 high resolution photo mode. The S1 is more for low light work. So it's a 24.2 megapixel sensor. The pixel photo size are actually bigger, which means more light gets into those photo buckets, which means in low light, in the dark, it performs admirably well. The S1H goes a stage further. It's a highly tuned dual ISO sensor. 4,000, 5,000, even 10,000 ISO is amazing, and it's better than the current full frame market leader A7S II in terms of performance in low light. In my own testings and what I've seen. And I'm going to look at a few graphs probably later to show the sweet spots as well. So in the middle of the S1 hybrid, the S1H clear difference is 6K camera. This is a 6K camera now, and that means you can shoot the full open gate, the full size of the sensor. That means if you're doing HD or 4K UHD, you can use that to crop out or do post-production digital effects without any loss of resolution. And really engage and use that 6K facility. Or obviously, you can master your films in 6K, or you can extrapolate single frames, photographers, from that 6K image and get really high resolution, 18 megapixels, Carol here?
Yeah.
In size, JPEGs, which is pretty darn good. They look as good as, in my opinion, some of the raw photos. Yeah, but running at 50 frames per second or 25, 30p, 24p, obviously Super 35 in 50 frames per second, 60 frames per second. We also do HD with sound at 120 frames per second now, and the dynamic range is incredible. It's noise free at those dual ISO settings, which I'm going to show you. 120 at NTSC mode, 100 in PAL mode. You can switch this with the frequency range from 24 cinema mode, 50 Hertz PAL mode, 60 Hertz NTSC mode. And that comes with a host, a plethora of different codecs and frame settings, which we'll show you shortly. So loads of clear differences from the S1. This comes already inbuilt with VLOG, a logarithmic curve for recording all the high contrast gamma recording with 10-bit 422. We have a ProRes RAW video option for the HDMI coming very shortly with Atmos and a new firmware update. This will be able to record up to 6K RAW, 24p. I've been showing 30p RAW, 5.9K at IBC in Amsterdam, which is working really well in the current tests. That's going to be happening soon. With the RAW recording, it means it's even better than the codecs recording in camera. So really high quality, and you can pull back, temperature, you can pull back the highlights, and you get better detail in the shadows. Across all these cameras, they all share one common thing: the best EVF in the market today, 5.76 megapixel. I've got a security graphical somewhere on here, which is this one here. This is an HD resolution only EVF, external EVF. It costs about £2,000, these cinema ones do, £2,000 for that. This comes in as part of the camera, 5.7K, an insane resolution with a 0.78 magnification. What have you experienced? Good?
5.7 leg, not 5.7.
5.7 megapixels, sorry. I'm getting mixed up. Megapixels, yeah. 5.7 megapixels. That's only HD, 1920, 10.
So if you haven't had a chance to look through, this is the S1, but the viewfinder is identical.
Pass this S1H round as we talk. Right, as much as that, yeah. With this, for video, incredible what this can do. If you can film above, below, around corners, you can do it with that particular LCD. Updated full frame sensor design with this as well. The low pass filter is back on, and that's because we didn't want any moire in our video pictures. Video is prone to moire. Moire is high detail. For example, someone wearing a checked shirt, you might have seen it on TV, you get that weird effect, moire effect, where it blends in or goes all crazy, and that's because it's probably got no LPF on the camera. We've got the LPF, the low pass filter, and that cuts out that contrast moire, as we call it. That cuts out that and gives us clean imagery. But also, the LPF, they're almost identically. What is going on here? It's crazy. When we have these two circuits which we can switch in, we can control it on a low ISO setting. We have a 4000 and 5000 ISO setting in the low ISO setting. In the high ISO setting for low light, we have 4000, 5000, goes up and up and up. But those 4000, 5000, which I'm about to show you, are exactly the same noise-free signal. It's the 640 ISO, it's insane. If you're not in log,
sorry, just quickly for the S1. S1, there's been a lot of speculation online that the S1 is also quietly dual ISO. I have had no confirmation of that whatsoever. I am more inclined to think that they do a big piece of noise reduction.
Yeah.
around the 4,000.
In fact, I think it's good actually on the S1.
Yeah.
But the S1H, wow, something else. True dual ISO circuitry like the Varicam F35 camera, which is another very expensive cinema camera. And Panasonic are renowned for their dual ISOs. When you're not in log and you're filming in normal picture profiles like Rec 709 or standard profiles or hybrid log gamma or the Cine-like D-style camcorder style gammas, we've got different native ISOs. They've been tuned for those profiles. So for example, normal, you've got a native ISO of 100 in the low light, and the high, you have a 640. And again, no noise, both of them. Starting points. In Vlog, as I said, 640 and 4000. Vlog, the logarithmic curve capture to capture all the dynamic range of the sensors, 14 plus stops. You use Vlog and then you bring a LUT or a look or a grade into the camera or in post-production to really fully bring back that colour and light, luminance, which you probably all, you're all aware of what log is, I hope, yeah? Yeah, good stuff. You know what log is, sir?
We will be showing it.
Very flat curve, very flat, it's grey almost.
Oh,
It traps all the dynamic range. Like S-Log is on Sony's, C-Log on Canon's, we have V-Log, other cameras have their versions of log. Our log curve is almost identical to the ARRI log curve. And that's what I've found when mixing and matching and using ARRI cameras with the S1H. Wow, it's almost like having the same camera.
You mean using the different formats for the same movie or the same?
Yeah, so I get the same look between my B camera next to a 50 grand Cine camera. So I can see this being used in B production roll, the B team or C unit, crash cameras, drones, or because it's technically approved now by Netflix as an A camera for small guerrilla filmmakers.
And Nick was just saying about drones, and in fact, if you go onto YouTube, you see that Kepler 138 film, and we commissioned 4 specific films. Just hold on, I'll turn the lights on. We commissioned 4 specific films to show off the skills of what the S1H could achieve. And then we did also a behind the scenes one, and you'll see the S1H hanging off a massive grey octodrone, which was how they shot her on the headland. It was all shot on an enormous octodrone, and on great big gimbals as well. But also the thing with people often think the Vlog is only about grading and about colour matching. It's actually it is colour matching, but it's often used as much to work in a multi-camera setup as it is to do something clever with your camera.
You can match log between other cameras quite much easier than doing a standard
I'll
profile.
turn that off. You start that again. I'll turn it off.
So I'm just going to show you, I mean, we might not be able to see it in the dark that well, but I mean, I always do what's called a black cap test when we get a new camera. Because when they say, you know, is the eyes, and I'm an ambassador, but I'm a filmmaker first and foremost, and I know my cameras. So first thing I do, I'll put a cap on it and look at